Hi guys, hello my dear fellow foreign English speakers. That's me, Ravi from EnglishHarmony.com, and welcome back to my video blog. Tonight I'm going to respond to a couple of emails that I received during the last week or so, and also a couple of YouTube comments, right? And the reason I can't respond to those comments and emails immediately is because I'm really busy. So what I'm doing is, over the course of the week, I would respond to simpler emails, but the ones that are somewhat more interesting and demand a little bit more of a response from my side, I would just bundle them up and then I would make a video about it, you know, and I find it pretty handy, you know. So instead of creating a super long written response or making a dedicated video for each of those people, I just respond to them all, and I hope that it works best for me and for you guys. Now, the first bunch of comments are on YouTube, and it's about my pronunciation, my accent, right? And there's this person making a comment about me having a foreign accent. And what he says is, this guy seems like a great person that knows a lot about the English language and is very helpful, but let me stress the importance of learning English with someone that has a native accent. When learning English, it is very important to hear a smooth, native, authentic accent. Well, fair enough. Obviously, I'm not going to try and convince that person that he has to keep listening to me. Like, different strokes for different folks, as they say, you know? If that person believes in what he believes, let him believe in that, you know? I've long stopped trying to convince people, you know, because yeah, that's what I've learned. That's one of the biggest life lessons that I've learned, is that you can't change a person's opinion. If they believe into something, they're just gonna keep believing in it, you know, with very rare exceptions. Well, you could argue that that's what my whole English Harmony blog is about, you know. I'm trying to convince my fellow foreign English speakers that spoken English practice is the way to go, that you gotta stop studying English grammar and embrace communication in English instead, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, in a way, I am trying to change people's minds, but what I'm trying to say here is that if that person believes that me being a foreigner makes it pretty much impossible for someone to learn from me, well, let them believe it. But I'm just trying to kind of clarify some things here, right? First of all, just because you would be listening to someone speaking with a clear, authentic accent doesn't mean at all, right? It's quite the opposite, actually. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to emulate that person. It's all down to your own speech. And it doesn't matter if the person who you're learning from has a slight accent, for as long as you understand what they're saying, for as long as their speech is more or less correct and you can replicate valid speech patterns, then it's fine. At the end of the day, it's all down to you. You're going to move your mouth. You're going to speak, you know? And just because your English teacher has an impeccable accent doesn't mean at all that you're going to kind of absorb that knowledge. It's not as if that person is going to impart all their ability to speak right onto you. It doesn't happen, but obviously most people perceive it that way. You know, that the teacher-student relationship is seen in a way that the student kind of absorbs everything that the teacher gives them, and the teacher tries to dazzle the students with their academic skills and credentials and whatnot, but in reality, it just doesn't work. It's all down to what you do, okay? So it's about the ability within the teacher to bring out the best in you as an English speaker, you know? So that's what it's all about. And you may want to click on this link where I'm talking about why me being a foreigner actually gives me an edge and makes me an even better English mentor and teacher compared to native English speakers, because more often than not, native English speakers don't understand all these issues that we foreigners are going through. So, and yeah, that kind of addresses that comment. And there's another one where a person asked me where I'm from, and when I'm telling that guy that I'm from Latvia, He says, "Wow, I guessed it." Well, I kind of doubt it. With all due respect, did you really think, "Oh yeah, he might be from Latvia"? Most people haven't even heard of my country, so I kind of doubt that you guessed that I'm from Latvia. Yeah, you might have guessed that I'm from the Eastern Europe or something. But anyway, it doesn't matter. No big deal. And that person then says, "Yeah, I kind of guessed it because I find your accent is a bit difficult to get. Perhaps another reason is I'm an English learner." Well, I totally admit it. Yeah, maybe I am speaking in a very difficult to get accent, although I've always aimed to better my English pronunciation in the sense that I'm trying to speak clearly and in an easy to understand manner. You would have to listen to some native English speakers, and as a matter of fact, I had a conversation with my colleague on the way home. There's an American guy who lives nearby, so I would give him a lift home, and I would take him to work in the morning as well on a few days a week. So we got talking about easy to understand accents, and he was saying the same thing. He was talking about his experiences in the Northern Ireland, and he said that he just couldn't understand what people were saying. Just goes to show that even native speakers have massive difficulties understanding each other. So what I'm trying to say is I've been working on my English and purposefully making it easy to understand. Maybe I've failed, but hey, judging by most of the feedback, people generally don't have difficulties understanding me. Maybe you're right. Maybe just because you're an English learner, you kind of struggle to understand fast speech. And let me just put it on record here that this whole project, English Harmony, video blog, my blog, everything is for advanced English learners, English students who've been spending years studying English and realizing that they can't speak, but their comprehension is very good and all other aspects of the English language are very well developed. So so it's not for English beginner learners, so to speak, so that's probably the reason you find my speech somewhat more difficult to get. Anyhow, let's move. So this is the kind of the pronunciation part of the video finished, and let's move to the emails. So one of my email subscribers is saying, making a comment with a regret that I don't provide any free courses. And she's saying that she can't actually buy the English Harmony system. And she was under the impression that she would get free courses from me because there was a mention of it, about the free download. Well, the free download was an ebook, The ebook is called The Truth About the Traditional English Studies, where I'm explaining everything, why the traditional way of learning English doesn't work, why it doesn't make you into a fluent English speaker. But I've never said that that was a free course in its own that's gonna develop your fluency. It was just a free ebook to make you aware of all the ins and outs of the issues. But speaking of free content, I can just tell you that my whole blog, there's 600 odd articles and videos on my blog. It's all for free. I've spent hundreds and thousands of hours creating all that content over the course of 8 or something years. At this stage, it's actually 9 years, So I've been basically spending the last 9 years creating free content for you guys, and it helps a great deal. So the simple answer is you don't necessarily have to buy the English Harmony system. Obviously, there's huge benefits if you do acquire the course, because it would skyrocket your English fluency improvement in the sense that you would be using all those video lessons to memorize and use those phrases, and that would provide a very concentrated source of English phraseology that you would be acquiring and improving your English. If you just want to use my blog, obviously you're totally free to do it, and you're more than welcome to do it. And there's hundreds of articles packed full with thousands of phrases that are highlighted, and what I highly suggest is you just practice English with yourself. Do video recordings like I do right now in front of a camera, you know. That's something that we all have, some sort of a recording device, whether it's video recording or audio recording. Ideally, just use your mobile phone. Just turn the camcorder on and speak, you know, practice your speech, and that's for free. That's one of the most effective tools, you know. Why English Harmony System is very effective. It's because you can just follow the guide, you know. You can just repeat the phrases, memorize them, use them, and it hardwires your brain. It rewires the speech patterns, you know, eliminates the guesswork, eliminates the second guessing and the stumbling and all that kind of stuff, you know. But if you can't afford, by all means, just use my blog, and it's all for free. But you see, I think that people have this kind of an attitude that if they don't get to pay for something, then they feel that nothing else will work, you know. What's free is not going to work. And it's been proven, actually, a lot of times. I've actually read about it, that people don't appreciate free stuff. If you start giving stuff away for free, people don't see the value in it. Whereas if you have to pay a lot of money for something, you start appreciating it. You know, it's simple perception. You know, that's how human perception works, and it's simple economics, you know. But yeah, that's the message here. You're free to use my blog, and it's a great resource. And a lot of people have realized that, and I'm getting loads of positive feedback, so you're free to do it as well. But I guess it's not that easy to just start practicing with yourself, because a lot of people perceive that advice as something that's not realistic to implement in real life, you know. How can I just start speaking in English with myself? Well, guess what? Just head over to my blog, just type in English Harmony, head over, and here's how to improve your spoken English when reading this article. Read it out loud, then read out loud the collocations highlighted in red, 10 times each to memorize them. Then look away from the monitor and try to say 3 sample sentences for each of those collocations. And for best results, record your speech, right? So it's all there. Hundreds of articles and videos. And you can also learn a lot of advice how to approach your English fluency improvement from the mental standpoint, how to implement different tricks and tips in your daily life as you go about your daily business as an English speaker, you know. So it's all there for free, you know. So that's it. And then there's another email there. Yeah, the money aspect again. One person says there that I don't have the money to enroll in school to learn effective English or to subscribe reading materials. Well, guess what? Everything is available there for free. You have the whole internet. Like these days, the internet is the best resource. You know, you can watch videos, you can read, you can absorb all sorts of English information, and don't forget to follow it all up with your own practice. You watch something, you talk about it. You read something, you read it out loud. You try and memorize bits and pieces and phraseology and discuss it with yourself and speak it out loud. So whatever you do, you just absorb it and then release that information through your mouth by way of spoken English practice, you know. It's all for free. You don't have to spend a dime other than the payment for the broadband connection, you know. So that's about it, my friends. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you're going to find my advice somewhat useful. And obviously, if you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.